Warning: the consumption of raw beef may result in an increased risk of mild irritation, general discomfort, and/or hurt feelings. Viewer discretion is advised.
There are no cats in America, and the streets are made of cheese. I believe that's how the song goes from Fievel Comes to America, which is what my guest, for some reason, right now reminds me of with this beanie.
Oh, I am dressed kind of like an idiot.
No, you're not dressed
no,
like an idiot.
I think I was wearing a jacket because it's border, it's kind of like 50-something.
Yes.
And when I took off the jacket and I have this hat on with this shirt,
yeah,
it doesn't. The jacket breaks up the shirt hat combo, and I feel like I'm in jail in the 1890s.
No, you do.
Yeah.
You do. Like if I did not know you and I saw you dressed like this and you had just a thick European accent,
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
In fact, I'd be more surprised if I just heard your normal.
Now I'm self-conscious.
No, put it back on. It looks good.
No. I just here's the thing.
Fievel was a smash hit. Everyone loves Fievel. That's what you reminded me of.
I remember that. That was a fun movie.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He comes to America as a rat.
Yeah, he's like a Jewish rat. Was
Yeah,
it?
I think so.
Was it based on the where the Jewish guys dance on the roof? What's that one?
Fiddler on the Roof?
Fiddler on the Roof.
Jews on the roof.
Just Jew.
I was like, Jews on a hot tin roof? No, no, that's not it.
Now, well, I mean, I bet less and less kids. I heard this stat that less and less kids are doing band and music every year. So one day, fiddlers will be just two. What? No one does that. It's just Jews on the roof.
Yeah.
Production of Jews on the Roof. We got a CD player. I hope that's not true. I hope that's not true what I just said about less and less kids doing
Is
band.
that true? Is that something you
That's
read or
something
you making
someone
it up?
said to me,
Oh.
and it seems like in this current era of like schools fucking teaches you to hate America and fucking learning sucks, and our teachers are getting dumber, and they're henceforth they're teaching.
Well,
I don't know that teachers are getting dumber. All right, fact check.
Teachers
me.
are not getting dumber. What's happening is they are telling you that they want to kill public education and they want to kill the humanities. Because if you just do math and science, you don't know anything about the world. So then you're easier to control.
Easier
And
to control. You're
you're good at making
numbers at
stuff,
people.
and we need you society needs you to make stuff. But we also need people to go like, we can't do this or do that. Like when Elon Musk goes on Joe Rogan and says like, we've never tried full-blown unfettered capitalism. This is a very brilliant man who just said, we have never tried full-blown unfettered capitalism. That means he has no idea about history. He doesn't know about like the Vanderbilts and stuff and like in the early 20th century. And it was like there was like 5 families ruled America, and then people were dying, and like children were sewing stuff and dying in fires, and it's insane. Anyway, that's what I hate. The rise of fascism.
Yeah. There you go. That's Graham K, by the way. I realized I hadn't said your name yet.
Yeah.
But this is an old friend of mine, comedy staple here in my heart, Graham Jefferson K? No.
Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson K?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know this. When you immigrate to this country from Canada, you have to take the middle name of a U.S. president.
Of a U.S. president. A dead one.
Yeah.
What was the one that died in a bathtub?
Hoover?
Yeah.
Hoover?
I don't know.
There we go. The fact check at Albanese is on it. Mikey Albo.
I want to be the guy the obese one that died in a bathtub, and they had to make special chairs for him.
That was FDR, I believe.
No, FDR was he couldn't walk because of
his fat
polio or something.
Oh, I thought it was his bathtub habits.
William Howard Taft.
There you go.
I knew it was like it was like
Taft.
a fat sounding name, like Taffy Taft.
Taft.
Yeah.
Graham Taft K. Mm-hmm. That does sound Taft. Mm-hmm. Graham Taft. Mm-hmm. That does sound like something you get done to you.
He's my president.
When you have like stage 2 cancer. Oh, you got to go get a Graham Taft. How's your Graham Taft results? They're pretty good.
Bad. They're bad. Full of gravy.
Like, well, you know what? Elon Musk reminds me. You know what? If I could strike, there are things humanity has already accomplished that we just shouldn't have. For example, Wi-Fi. I wish Wi-Fi didn't exist. Because you still had the internet. Internet still existed. You just had to be at a computer, at your home. You could even be on a laptop. Just had to be plugged in. Because Wi-Fi, I feel like, has just separated people from life. right?
Yes.
Like you could still have, your phone would still be dope. You could still text. You could still same quality video, pictures. Take all pictures. Take selfies. Video shit. But the only way to upload it is to go back home, plug it into your computer, upload.
Yeah.
It.
I was thinking
That
about,
way, when you're not at your computer, you're in life and you're being human with
That's
people.
right. I agree. I don't want to go back to the 90s. I'm old enough to remember when I was a full-blown adult for a number of years before
Phones? Me too.
I got a cell phone,
Yeah, me
and
too.
then like 10 years before I got a smartphone. And so
Yeah?
I believe, I think what, 2009 smartphones came out. I probably got one 2010.
My first smartphone was what was your first smartphone? Do you remember? Because I didn't go right to Apple. I didn't go right to
I had a
iPhone.
BlackBerry.
You had a BlackBerry? I had a Blackjack. Remember those?
No.
Remember Blackjacks?
No.
Mikey, you remember Blackjacks?
I do not.
Jesus. It was Samsung's ripoff of the BlackBerry.
Okay.
It's called a Blackjack.
It's so funny. They didn't even
Yeah.
try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I had that. That was my first, but it was a smartphone. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then I did have a BlackBerry for 20 minutes.
I had a fake BlackBerry building up to the BlackBerry, and it was by only Boost Mobile had it, which is the very cheapest carrier you can get.
Really? That's not what the rappers tell me.
If a rapper is rapping about being on Boost Mobile,
Yeah. Do you not remember there was a Ludacris the game Kanye West commercial? Am I right? Was it about Boost? It was a Boost Mobile commercial.
They are trying to.
Oh, I know.
They know their demographic.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like lower income, and so, because of
I wish like
various reasons.
if they ever
Probably my fault.
if they ever reboot Public Enemy, because I believe that's what's going to start happening, is they're just going to start rebooting
Old rappers?
old metal, old music, They're just going to start. Society is obsessed with rebooting shit that's already been done.
Yeah.
I think they'll reboot when they reboot Public Enemy. I hope the new Flava Flav just has like a giant, like an iPhone 14 around his chain.
I hope he's white.
Oh, they couldn't do that.
Yeah.
They'd have to make him Latin.
Yeah.
And his thing now is just like Flava Flav, and he's like.
He's just doing spices.
Yeah, he's like, chili. And you're
Flavor.
like, wow. And you say, and that's not racist. Okay, no, you're right. Yeah. Flava Flav.
But I was thinking about this the other day. I don't want to go back to the 90s.
Okay.
And I don't really like being connected to my phone all the time now. The peak phones was early BlackBerry, where you didn't have any apps really. You basically just had like Google Maps
And iPhone, and like your email.
and email.
Yeah.
Google Maps and email is all I need.
See, but my argument is that.
All I want.
But my argument about that is like, I mean, I think you and I are the same age. Like, I don't brag about much about myself except for my fucking just Scorpio-like eyes
Yeah.
and my fucking.
And your scorpion shaped penis.
Yeah, and my just.
It's got that bit at the end.
Stinger, the little stinger at the end,
Yeah.
and it curves downward.
Yeah.
I got that. But
some
I
like
do
it.
have a fucking perfect sense of direction.
Okay.
Perfect. I'm serious. Like I don't get lost. It's impossible. If I get lost, it's because I'm bored. Right.
Right.
It's always been a thing I could do. It's like that way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's ingrained or innate in me, or because I grew up having to figure out where the fuck I was. Because my friends of mine and relatives of mine who are like under the age of like 35, who grew up
Yeah.
with they are all just like, I don't know. Like we'll walk into buildings and people and they don't remember how to get out of the building they just
Yeah.
fucking came into.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh wow, because your brain has never had to develop that ability to remember your path. Remember.
Yeah. You know Shane Moss?
Shane Moss, fellow comedian, very into psychedelics,
Yeah.
has become sort of like the Timothy Leary of stand-up.
That's right. Great
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, I love him.
Great guy. Very funny. I lived with him in LA for a year.
Yeah.
He could not figure out how to get to our house without GPS. We'd be driving in the car together, whatever, and we'd be 2 blocks away.
Yeah.
And normally, like when you get in your neighborhood, you turn off the GPS because it keeps talking to you and it's annoying.
Yeah.
He would like look at it and go, okay, left. We'd be like around the corner. And he'd be like waiting for it to tell him what to do.
Yeah.
I was like, you gotta just get off this thing, walk around, learn your neighborhood.
Dude, learn your that's
I'm 80 years old.
But you're right. I mean, it's like there is a level of, because I even think having constant access to email
Yeah.
to me is even like, because I hear what you're saying. There was that sweet spot. Because with the BlackBerry, first of all, keypad. What?
I still wish I had a keypad.
Yeah.
My thumbs are too big for the touchpad. I got big old shovels.
Were you part of that? I mean, we can admit this now. We're in a safe place. Were you part of that group of us who were like, when the BlackBerry iPhone wars begin, we are on the BlackBerry side. I was on the I was like, I will never switch ever to an iPhone, and then immediately got one for Christmas.
Yeah. They were just the iPhone was just so cool. I mean, it had all the music and everything. It was like
iPhones, yes. They've cornered the market basically.
Yeah,
but it's
I was It was still to this day my favorite phone was a BlackBerry.
But like when people, the argument that always happens when I start talking like this round in one is they start bringing up unnecessary shit that to them is like, they're like, yeah, but I don't know, I'm commuting sometimes 45 minutes on the train and I like to watch, an episode of fucking, La Brea or whatever.
Yeah.
That show's not out yet, I don't think. But, I'm commuting on the train and I like to watch old episodes of The Office. I'm like, that's not...
Yeah.
You're commuting on a train in New York fucking City.
Yeah.
Or whatever. If you live in a city where you're commuting on a train, there's probably at least something interesting to look around at.
Yeah.
There's probably a fucking crazy hobo or a couple fighting or just people watch for a second. Notice the way that guy keeps scratching his elbow every time he turns the page.
Yeah.
You're like, is that an OCD thing or does he just have the most well-timed itchy elbow?
Yeah, he has OCD. He has bed bugs.
Yes, probably that. And then you're like, oh, then you start thinking about bed bugs. And then, of course, your thing's going to be like, oh, but I want to Google bed bugs. Don't. Just ask someone about bed bugs. Remember when Google was just conversation?
Yeah.
When you just had to be like, I don't know a thing. Graham, what do you know about bed bugs? And you go, I got them, buddy. And you'd show me your collection.
Ravaged by them. Yeah.
Have you ever had bed bugs?
I'm not sure. I have obsessive compulsive disorder.
As do I.
And
as do I.
I'm a what's it called when you think you're sick all the time?
Canadian?
Yes. Free healthcare. Doesn't matter.
Hypochondriac.
Hypochondriac. So I will manifest things that don't exist, and I got this is true. I was living in an apartment. I started to feel itchy. I told my landlord I had bed bugs, threw out all of my things, put all the things I didn't throw out through a dryer and a laundromat for an hour.
Was this your studio apartment that you used to have?
No, this is when I was living in Toronto a number of years ago.
There's bed bugs in Toronto?
It's a big major city.
I thought it was like I thought it was like a climate thing that it was not. I didn't think that. I lied to you. As soon as I said that, I was like, that was a stupid.
It's like 90 degrees there in the summer.
I did. That was me backing over. Yeah. I was like, as soon as I said there's bed bugs in Toronto, I was like, dumb point to make.
Anyway, but
sorry, yes.
But so Toronto is in a part of Canada that is further south than a lot of America.
Than Detroit.
Yeah.
I believe.
Not Detroit, but like Wisconsin and Minnesota and Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
That's why they play in all the sports
Maine
leagues.
And all those things. What?
That's why they play in all the
sports leagues.
That's why they play in the NFL. No, the NBA.
Yeah.
And the NBA. Go ahead.
One of them. Anyway, the World Highlight League. We're big into that.
World Highlight League.
Yeah, we're
Highlight League.
We're further south in Wisconsin, so we're in the World Highlight League.
Highlight League.
Yeah.
Why isn't Highlight taking off?
They tried to make it take off in the 70s. There's like a documentary about that, and they like had a big push, and they were like, Highlight, it's the new thing.
It looks too crazy futuristic. The curved, like the curved throwing apparatus.
There is something futuristic about it, but also that curved hook is like made out of straw.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I thought you could bash someone's fucking skull in half with it. Which would make it probably take off.
Should.
But anyway, bed bugs. Sorry, I keep highlighting you.
But anyway, so I threw out all my shit, all my like photos, books,
your photos,
furniture that I bought.
You know, but bed bugs like to get into the memories.
Well, they like to. They like to get in any like eggs. And here's the thing that always messed me about bed bugs is like the eggs are invisible, and then they stick to stuff, and they're invisible, and
do they?
That's all you need to know. And then you can't. You could have bed bugs and not see them, and it doesn't mean you don't have them.
I think you're talking about scabies or
no, they exist
like
too.
Leprosy.
And so I threw out all my stuff, threw all this furniture I bought. Moved in with my aunt and uncle, like in the suburbs of Toronto, and went to a dermatologist, and he said I just had winter itch. I just had dry skin. From the winter. All I needed was like a $2 tub of Lubriderm.
Yeah.
And I went insane, and I may have had bed bugs. I don't know because.
But you just had psoriasis, basically.
Yeah, I just had dry skin. From the winter.
Ashy elbows.
Yeah, it happens every year in September.
So it just happened to you.
Yeah, I get itchy.
That's why we haven't seen you in a while. You've been just at home scratching.
At home scratching.
Are you a scratcher though?
Well, I was, but I'm not now since that experience. They took I had a bite. I thought it was a bite, and I got them to do a biopsy. So I have a scar right here where they took the skin away, and then they did a test on it to make sure if it was bed bugs or not. This is before they had like dogs to like sniff for bed bugs. And anyway, it came back inconclusive. And then they were like, I was like, okay, well, there's a piece of my skin missing. So if you're going to do that next time, maybe tell the people that it might not work.
It sounds like you might just have like an angry little leprechaun or like a demon.
Yeah,
or like a little pissed off fairy.
Yeah, don't bite me.
I'm gonna bite you. I'm gonna nip at you.
No, don't bite me.
And I'm gonna make little parts of you itch, and I'm gonna make you throw away your memories.
No, just touch my privates.
I'm angry. No, I'm angry with you because you made me touch your privates too much growing up.
Touch it.
It's like your imaginary friend was like, I'm gonna get you now.
No. Get me off. Don't bite me.
I got you off too much. You never return the favor. Now I'm going to bite you.
I can't. My hands are too big. If you're a little fairy wiener.
I don't. It's not a fairy wiener. It's a pixie cock. You know me. My mum's from Ireland and my dad's from Chevrolet. Where he worked at a Chevrolet company in Michigan. Wait,
that's one off the rails.
That's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Wait, what is the fucking thing? You just said it. I want to chat about it. Biopsy. Before that, fuck it, doesn't matter. Let's just keep going. But that's I didn't know they had dogs that could sniff for bed bugs.
Yeah, and it's very helpful. That's why you know you have it or you don't. You gotta get a dog to come over and
This almost puts bed bugs in like a substance, like a category 2 substance. Like it's cocaine. Weed, bed bugs.
Bed bugs.
Are you trafficking bed bugs?
Oh my God! You wanna? Hey, Sleepy Joe Biden, if you want to take over Russia, do some crazy, psychological warfare. Just dump a bunch of bed bugs on the Kremlin.
And they just can't. No one can sleep.
It's gonna drive everyone crazy.
All sleep deprived. And...
Yeah, I don't even know if I had it. I'm still traumatized. It's been like 10 years.
Yeah.
I think about it every time I change my sheets. Every single time I look, every time I go to a hotel, I look in the bed. I like, yeah.
How do they not have bed bug proof mattresses by now, or bed bug proof sheets, or just bed bug proof beds? But
they do. They have a mattress cover, a bed bug proof mattress cover.
But then, by that rationale, would it not still get in your clothes with its clear, sticky invisibleness?
Yes.
And then you'd go to your friend, and then when you go bang someone...
Yeah, they have it.
Then they get it.
Yeah.
It's sort of like HPV.
Worse than chlamydia or HPV bed bugs.
Would you? You're saying this right now, live on the air.
I'd rather have
bed bugs
once a year a gross herpy lip than deal with bed bugs.
Really?
Yes. You know what I mean?
I do.
We all have, friends who have a herpy lip.
Cold sores. You talking about?
Yeah.
Did you never have cold sores?
No.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
I had those hardcore growing up, and then they just went away.
You had herpes when you were a kid?
I mean, I think so. I guess it's a form of HPV.
Sucking a guy off?
Two at once.
Yeah.
Well,
two at once.
Two at once. You know me. I'm gluttonous. I'm gonna try a dick. I'm gonna try two.
Yeah.
No.
That was an old Richard Pryor bit, actually. He was like, I suck 2 dicks because you don't know. The first one, you're like, that was a bad dick, but you have to suck 2 to know if you're straight.
Yeah,
yeah.
Why do you think you were here? Why do you think you're here, bud? With that hat on and everything.
There's Albanese. There's you. You guys, I bet you guys both have hairy ass dicks. You gotta like shave it down all the time.
No, man, no. Mine came groomed.
I got hair.
I got like AstroTurf.
Here's something gross.
Go.
I have hair on my shaft. That's crazy,
I
right?
think that's normal.
I'm a hairy guy.
It doesn't. It looks like a Datsun.
What do you mean? Why does a Datsun have hair?
I mean the whole
You mean
whole
like
body.
a pre
Yeah.
Nissan car?
Oh wow, buddy.
Oh, you mean Datsun like a dog?
No, let's talk about the car.
Yeah.
You don't remember the original Z280?
No, that was cool.
It came with.
That's what
it
I
was covered in
picturing.
hair, bro.
That's what I was picturing because that car looks kind of like a dick.
Yeah.
As the best sports cars look like a dick.
Yeah, dude, that sports car came with hair. It was covered in. It had a mohawk.
Does
your shaft have a
I
mohawk?
don't know why I didn't think of the dog Datsun. Datsun? I think it's the way you said it.
Datsun.
I don't know. Now I'm lost.
That's fun. That's such a hilarious twist when someone says like, wait, Labrador? What are you talking about?
Newfoundland?
It's like They're like, oh, the dog. Oh, it's the way you said it. You said Labrador.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not how I said
lab.
it. That's not how I said it. Like, see, you're such a chipper guy.
You think so?
Even when you're hungover.
I'm hungover.
Going
through a breakup.
How you doing?
I've been better, but I was worse when the day after for sure.
Was it a? Can I ask about it?
Sure.
Because I'm gonna. I just wanted your
You're
permission.
gonna force your questions on me?
Yeah. Was it a? Excuse me. Was it a mutual?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Who said it first though? I feel like that's a big. Who was like, we should break up, or we shouldn't do this, or I want to fuck other people. Who said it first?
Well, I think that it might have basically we had an irreconcilable difference, and
wait,
then I was not willing to budge on something, and she was not willing to budge on something else,
Yeah.
and then so I knew what that meant when I put my foot down, and then she was like, okay, well then what's the point of doing this? And which she was right to say. So in that regard, I guess she said it first.
But first of all, you did just say irreconcilable.
Irreconcilable.
The way
Irreconcilable Labrador.
Like, when you said that, I was like, wait,
It didn't feel right when it
was
came
there
out.
a person named Eric who came into the fold and just was like, she's dating a guy named Eric, so we have an irreconcilable.
Eric, he has I think a Greek heritage.
Yeah.
Scilable.
Yeah.
Maybe Portuguese.
From Cyrus, the island.
Right.
So, irreconcilable. Wait, what is the fucking word? Come on, mouth.
Irreconcilable.
Irreconcilable.
Thank you, Mike. So you had
Inconsolable.
Yeah.
We combine both.
Are y'all on talking terms?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're still friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's weird.
Is she gone from your? Does she still live in New York?
No.
Damn. That's going to be a little bit smoother of a transition.
I think so.
Yeah.
She's a great person, and I'll say this: my last breakup was a lot easier because she hit me, and
in the face?
if you want, if you want to know, like, am I making the right decision? It's very helpful, in my experience, for your partner to punch you in the face.
Yeah.
My most recent ex did nothing of the sort. She was just a lovely, nice person.
I don't think she could physically punch a person.
I don't think so either.
I think her like body wouldn't know what her brain would like send the message of like punch.
Yeah.
And she would just be like, "High C, fruit punch."
Yeah,
she she just carries those around. She was 11.
Yeah. I'm gonna be. Yeah, I should be in jail. Yeah. But so if you are ever like on the fence, if you're ever like having trouble making a decision with somebody, ask them to be a violent alcoholic.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That should be like actually something every couple goes through. I've said this before, and no one agrees with me, and I don't think anybody's going to start now. But I love the idea of when you decide you're going to like commit to a long-term relationship, or even the moment you propose to someone.
Yeah.
You are then mandated to spend a mandatory 30 days apart. And during that, like, no communication, no talking, nothing. 30 days starting, you propose, they say yes, you've got 8 hours of time together, and then you are 30 days.
Why?
Because to see if you actually want to be with that person. And during that 30 days, you can go fucking buck wild. And nothing, everything's onto the table. Nothing is nothing. You bang everyone you want, fight people, join a fucking People's Revolutionary Army of Nepal, you know, murder someone, see if that's what you want to get into.
Go PLR Nepal.
Yeah, exactly.
PLA.
Go, or just go hang out at your parents' house for a month.
I don't know if I'd
and
ever,
really think
I'd ever
about it.
propose to somebody if I was like, basically that meant that they could for 30 days get pig roasted.
But even if, but that's the thing. But that's the point. Is if when the option of pig roasting is presented, they're like, I can't do it. I love Graham too much. Then they know.
Right.
But if you in your world are like, hey, where are the pig roasts? And you're just out there roasting. You're just out there fucking. They called you pulled pork Patton.
Give me a skewer and an apple, baby.
Yeah. You're just going to town. You're just fucking.
We're both getting pig roasted.
You're just, yeah. If that's the thing, if it's you getting pig roasted, like maybe I shouldn't be with this woman since I love two dicks at the same time.
Yeah. So I'm a huge gay guy.
Yeah. Now I know.
Now I know.
You know.
I sucked my Richard Pryor 2 cocks at once.
Yeah.
One night.
And there
one
it is.
time.
And there it is. Now you know.
Yeah.
Because too many people get engaged, if you ask me. That's all I'm saying. I kind of hate it. But
Really?
yeah.
You hate that your people get engaged?
Yeah, because
Why?
Because I think they're all lying to themselves and to each other.
I think it's nice.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's actually nice. I'm not even a big romantic, but I think it's nice.
Really? I wouldn't have known that by the quivering little angel you just became when you were like, I think it's nice. I think it's nice.
I'm wearing my mime outfit. I think it's nice.
Nice. Like I look down and be like, is he a winged diapered Cupid right now? Is there a quiver of arrows? I mean, I agree with love. I think too many people are marriage obsessed, and it bothers me because it also, I've seen a lot of them not work. And I've seen a lot of people be very miserable. And I see a lot of people get married and then after spending enough time together realize like, oh shit, this is it. This is the end. We should have a kid.
Yeah,
Because
that's stupid.
We
but
want attention. And that's, I know I'm being a dick right now, but a lot of people do have kids for that reason.
I do think to play devil's advocate, I think that with anything,
Do it like Al Pacino. No, because he was in the movie.
ooh,
But go ahead.
he that's funny. Like he was in Devil's Advocate, and then because he was like a normal actor before Devil's Advocate,
Yeah.
and then he was in Devil's Advocate, and then he had like a raspy voice, and he could not deviate from that character after that.
He actually
He
got...
was like Michael Corleone. Hey, I talk like this, and then he was like, whoa, after that. It was weird.
Yeah, whoa. What do you think? Whoa, bro.
Yeah.
When you play the devil, whatever choice you make as a character gets stuck.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what the Lord says.
But here, I was going to play devil's advocate, is that I think that the people who are the least happy make the most noise. So you hear more about the bad
Sure.
marriages. It's not actually 50% of marriages don't work. It's their 50% divorce rate, which I think a lot of you, I'm not the first to say this, you probably heard this, is that that when they say 50% divorce rate, that doesn't account for the people that have like 4 divorces.
Sure.
So it's actually like less couples get divorced.
Sure.
Like I know very, very happy married couples, they just shut up about it.
I know 3.
Who?
I can't say.
Okay. That's private.
I might curse them. I might curse them with my knowledge of
It's the
their
nicest thing to say. No, it's private.
Sometimes
I want everyone to know. I want everyone to think I'm miserable.
I'm the anti-Cupid.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't shoot you with a dart, I just say your name on a podcast, and you stop loving each other.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. You're a happy guy. In general, you have a very positive, chipper demeanor.
I try. I mean, like I.
Even when you're argumentative, you
Yeah.
still have like a, hey, come on now, Let's keep this
You
in
and I
bounds.
got into it once.
At your house, at your
Yeah,
apartment.
but we were both absolutely pinned.
We
and
were-
I don't even really care about what I was arguing about. I don't know why. I think I was just alone and sad because of the pandemic.
Yeah, it was like mid 2020, and we were
Yeah.
just drunk.
It was like like one of the few times in like a year I had hung out with like three, four
And
people.
also, I think we shouted at each other for 10 minutes, and then we're okay.
Yeah, because we're both adults.
Yeah. But even then, so that's why I wanted to have you on, because here, like, what fucking razzes Graham K's Venus? You know, like what gives you the red ass? What slaps your Sally? What fucking, you know, what ham bones your ding?
I
A-ling.
I mean, it's just not. I don't know. There's not a lot that pisses me off, frankly. I'm worried about the big issues. I really do think that.
Yeah.
I think people. I travel this country a lot.
Yeah.
I travel the world a little bit, and I do believe people are generally good, and
Yeah.
everyone's pretty
I can
much
agree.
the same.
I can agree.
But I did study I have a degree in history, and I studied the rise of fascism in Germany in the 20s and 30s.
Right.
And it's just very hard for me not to see parallels of that here.
Sure.
And it fucking terrifies me.
Yeah.
And it's the scary part is when smart people start believing in. I'm not saying that we're in danger of obviously Nazis taking over, but fascism is not Nazism, and Mussolini said that fascism should more aptly be called corporatism, and I think we're headed that way.
Yeah.
And I think that it's going to result in a lack of freedom and the rise of sort of a religious authoritarianism, and that's what I hate, and that's what I think about a lot, and it pisses me off and scares me because we have all the tools there to stop it, and
Yeah.
that's all. I mean, everything else. I mean, I wish I was on my phone less. I wish, but I do like getting. I do like getting targeted ads. I think they're great. I get a lot of good stuff. They know me.
Where do you think I got this hat?
Yeah.
You know. Well, no, I do agree with you, because the how the certain states and certain places are starting to already like unravel or just completely do away with the whole separation of church and state.
Yeah.
That bothers the shit out of me. I think religion is just bad across the board. I'm being extreme here. I'm an extremist in the other way, where I think all religion is dog shit.
Can I tell you something you're gonna like?
What?
When I was a kid.
Yeah.
Not to cut you off.
That's okay.
But remember your point.
Oh, I won't forget it.
When I was a kid, my mom, I might have been 10 years old, and I was on the street playing like with my friends. And my mom just ran out, and she was like, "Come here." I was like, "What?" She's like, "Come here." And I ran over, and she knelt beside me. I don't know what. She must have seen something on the news that pissed her off. And she said, "Graham, I don't want to catch you in a mosque or a synagogue or a goddamn church before you're 18. Because I don't want those racist, sexist, homophobic bastards brainwashing you."
Damn.
She's like very, she's a refugee. She's like,
Your mom. So you were raised in an episode of Dear White People?
I don't know what that is.
It's a show on Netflix.
Oh, really?
And I don't know. I've never seen it because it clearly isn't for me.
No, it's not. And then she would like we like, you know, sometimes we'd be watching the news or whatever, and so 6 o'clock news, let's say, and some lady'd be on there talking about her daughter who just died, and she'd be like, "The only thing that's keeping me together is knowing that one day I'm going to see her again in heaven," you know. And then I'd hear my mom behind me go, "Fucking lunatic." I'm like, "Would you just give her this, Mom?" I mean, I think this is a good zone for religion, you know.
Yeah, I'm okay with, look, if people got to believe, they got to believe.
Yeah.
Great. What I don't like is that when it starts to get the sort of legitimacy where it could take power. That's what I don't like.
Yeah, leave me alone.
I like, that's my whole thing with religious freedom. It's like, I'm all about you. If you need to go to a building once a week and you need to worship your God and you need the community aspect of it. Great. Fucking do it all. I think it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
I think most religions breed. I think you can trace most of the problems in the world back to religion.
Yeah.
Back to religion.
Yeah.
Most war.
Yeah.
Even you studied it. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but was not Hitler's original, reason for wiping the Jews out? Wasn't it originally rooted in some sort of religious belief? Because Jew is not a race; it's a religion, and that's
both.
But
There's, I mean, it is a race. I mean, they have Tay-Sachs disease, which is a genetic
okay, then there you go.
problem where you have it's similar, like black people have sickle cell anemia,
Right.
and Jewish have Tay-Sachs, so you have to get like their genes are it's like if two people have it, you can't have a kid, kind of thing,
Right.
and it doesn't happen if they date outside their race. So
Okay.
in that regard, they are, but it is sort of both. I agree, and it's not. It wasn't. It was mainly, for if to Hitler's credit, it wasn't mainly religion. It was like this like cultural thing and race thing.
Okay,
He was against.
okay.
He was just he needed to find a scapegoat to band people together,
Sure.
and that was his scapegoat.
But then, but still,
Hmm.
do you not think it came from his because he was a devout? Was he a Christian?
He was Christian,
yeah.
but they were also sort of fascists were also like they're very authoritarian. So if you have a very strong church, it sort of takes away from their authority,
Right.
and they can't control. So they were also anti-Catholic because the Pope did
Okay.
what he wanted, and
True,
they were more like the heartland, But there was like a religious element to it, but like traditional. I think it was like whatever they do in Germany, Lutheranism or whatever the hell. But
I mean, you look at this the never-ending beef between Jews and Palestinians.
yeah.
That's all centered around religion. That's all centered around Israel existing and Jerusalem being taken, and it's
Yeah.
like a holy land, and
It
it's
is.
like so.
I
It's
see what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah, but I just think religion itself is bad because it teaches people that there's difference based on belief in something you cannot prove exists.
Yes.
And that is bad to me.
Yes.
I don't think division at all is a good thing. I don't think by that rationale you should be like, well, I can prove our skin colors are different, so there's a reason to divide. No, I'm not saying that, but I am saying it's all religion seems to be based on documents that were written thousands upon thousands of years ago,
Yeah.
and are all interpretation based, not fact based.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't like that. And when they grab for power, because I grew up in the South. If you grew up in the South, you are Catholic by default. Catholic schools have all the good money. They have all the good money.
In Louisiana.
In most of the South. Catholic schools.
Evangelicals don't consider Catholicism Christianity. Do you know that? And
Sure.
that evangelicals is mostly in the South, I thought.
No, I mean
You come from Louisiana. It's French, so it's going to be Catholic. But I think
Catholic.
that's a
I mean
pocket.
Georgia was the same, right? No.
No.
Really?
It was all Christian Baptist.
Oh, Christian Baptist, okay.
Not Catholic. Evangelicals do not think Catholicism is Christianity.
Well, Catholicism is fucking psycho. I grew up in that
Well,
shit.
evangelicalism
Yes.
is fucking psycho because they basically preach that making a bunch of money and is the true Christianity, going for wealth, which is like the opposite of what Jesus taught.
Good Christ, dude! But okay, in Louisiana, Catholic schools that's where all the money was. That's where the good teachers were. So
Yeah.
everybody did their time in Catholic schools, and in Catholic schools they just shove it. Prayer down your throat.
Right.
You go to church once a week at school.
Yeah.
It's all you have field trips. They're all religious. They all take you on field trips to sort of like get you thinking about the Lord.
Yeah.
You do summer camp. You do sleepover. All that shit's Jesus, Lord God, accept your Savior. I hate it. I hate Catholicism.
Yeah.
Catholicism's the one that like triggers me the most. Makes
Yeah.
me just like whenever people. I don't know. I didn't realize there was that big of a difference or divide between evangelicals and Catholics, but I also didn't care to. I'm like, I don't care to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
But like,
it all boils down to the same, whether it's the Quran or whatever. It's like you're getting hammered into these sort of edicts and like these little boxes, and then you're creating tribalism, and it's like you go to like South Williamsburg where there's
Jewish neighborhoods of Hasidic neighborhoods.
Yeah, Hasidic neighborhoods, which it's like I have Jewish friends that are like they're not Jews.
Oh yeah,
they're their own like extreme religious cult.
Yeah.
And when I first moved here, I didn't really know. I was just like, oh, they're a different religion, whatever. It's like talking to someone with a burqa, whatever. And I was like, which way to Bedford Avenue? And the guy was shocked that I was talking to him.
Yeah.
Didn't really speak English and wouldn't talk to me. And I didn't understand why. It's because he's taught that I am a scary outsider and I'm going to infiltrate him and hurt him somehow.
Yeah.
And he that's also why he didn't know where Bedford Avenue was, because he is taught not to go outside of his like 20-block radius, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And it exists here.
And it exists here, but it exists in a larger way, like all over. No, it's. I don't really know. Sometimes I'm getting off the.
But do you think? Because here's a fear that I have that I think is truly terrifying at its core. I'm starting to wonder if it is just human nature to seek out adversity at horrendous levels, because especially America, like we don't know what it's like to like be in wars and go. I mean, we know what it's like to, as a country, be in wars.
Yeah.
But if they're like Americans, like there's been one war fought, or I know like the Indian. You probably know this better than me. That's probably funny because you're Canadian. Yeah. But there hasn't been a war fought on American soil in centuries, right? We don't know what it's like to be even that close.
Yeah.
To like shit like that, like people who grew up in Europe, who, World War II, we knew what it was like to be in World War II as a country, but like someone who lives in Italy right now probably is related to someone who knows what it was like when the Germans occupied, or when Italy sided with Germany, so like, I think Americans have this like, and we're the richest country and all this shit, and we kind of don't know what it's like to experience true adversity. We've never had a famine. We've had a depression, but most of us who are alive today were not alive during the Great Depression, or, survived it somehow. And so we have this like very pampered life when you look at it and compare it to the rest of the world. And I'm starting to wonder if like it's just in the human nature, specifically of Americans, the American nature, to suddenly be like, well, fuck, I mean, what would be so bad about having a fascist ruler? What would be so bad about?
I agree with that. I truly think that that's part of it.
There are people who are just so broken that they're just like, why not? Why not try it?
Yeah.
And you're like, because it doesn't. You don't want that shit.
You'd have all of this because we never did that, and now you want to do that. It's doing all that stuff. Fascism. It really works for about 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, and then revolution.
If you are not one of the minority groups that's going to get oppressed, if you are, it will make the trains run on time. It will, and then the economy will fall out. Yeah, because there's just you need freedom and innovation. Yeah, and you need competition. Yeah, and you need other groups to influence you. It's yeah.
Well, that's what, but most
you need educated people, basically.
But then, and like that's the thing that bothers me now too, is when you start to see how much the infiltration of church into state will take chunks away from education. Yeah, we'll be like, oh no, we're going to replace. I don't know what. High school, I remember being 7 periods. Yeah, right, but you only went to 6 a day in Louisiana, so one of them rotated. You know what I'm saying? You only did each one 4 times a week instead of 5. Does that make sense?
I know, but yeah, sure.
But if we were focused on just math, and science, we'd be good at this, right? No, but then I feel like then you start to rotate one out and be like, well, they don't need civics. We got religion. Got it. That was my issue with because I went from.
Is that what they did?
Well, I went. You
were in Catholic school.
From kindergarten to 8th grade, I was in Catholic school. Okay. High school was public school. But I remember feeling the definitive like hedonistic shift from Catholic school to high school, because then it was like, oh, we don't have religion. There's no religion class. Huh. That's weird. And then it was like, oh, we don't have to go to church today. Oh, that's awesome. You know, it was like, but like for, you know, shit, 10 years, I was used to like, you're going to religious class. Religion class is just as important as science, as math, as PE, as history. Religion is right up there with it. It's like, why? This doesn't help me function as a human being. Yeah. Now, you can argue maybe fucking home ec doesn't either, but it probably does.
Well, you're good. Honestly, it's good. It's all that stuff is in there for a reason, because you're going to need to screw something into a wall one day. Yeah, yeah. It's like people who never took home ec are like just hiring Mexicans on TaskRabbit.
So good for the TaskRabbit Mexicans.
Yeah, that's true.
True. Good for them.
Trickle down economy.
Right, there you go. But yes, it is. I feel like just like the forcing of prayer in school and the forcing of any religion into any situation, you're wiping out actual thought. It's a whole pray for me idea. Yeah. That pisses me off more than everything, actually. Let's all pray. No, let's all do something.
Yeah. It's insane. It's truly insane. After my mom said that to me, like 6 years later, she sent me to this boarding school. It's the cheapest boarding school in North America. It's basically a boot camp, and it was Catholic. And I asked her why, and she was like, "Why you hate religion, and you sent me to a Catholic school?" She was like, "Well, I just knew you wouldn't buy into it." And I used to hide every Sunday. They'd come to your dorm and make sure you weren't hiding and make you go to church. Every Sunday they would force you to go to church, but I didn't want to go, as an example of my rebellion, and I would hide. And I remember my best hiding place was standing on the desk and pulling the curtain over. Oh yeah, like a spy movie. Yeah, and that was like, it was so obvious, but it was the easiest one.
Did it work?
Yeah, every time. One time, one time I was in I was able to make it look like I was locked in my locker, but I was in my locker.
You locked yourself?
I just did it so the lock wasn't quite pushed in, but it was.
So they were like, "Well, leave Kay in his locker. He's locked in there."
Well, they just didn't look in the locker because I thought it was locked.
Wow, man, it's innovative hiding.
Yeah. One time I got my friend's duvet and put it on top of the bed of mine, so there's like two duvets, so I was just under the covers, and then they found me.
And then they're like, get to church.
Get to church.
You get in there and you pray. Get on your knees. Get a communion.
I was like, one time, a bunch of us skipped church, and this is before like Wi-Fi or whatever, and we just would watch DVD pornos whenever it was at church as a group of like teenage boys just sitting in a room, and then every once in a while someone would get up and go to like have a shower. Yeah.
Dude, I remember.
So gross.
It's also like, here's what's funny is like, whenever people are like skipping out on church, or like you're talking, like getting away from not going to Sunday school or whatever, it's not like they're meeting up and being like, all right, we're right, they're wrong, fuck everyone who's not like us, let's get out there and start some wars and spread some fear. And it's like, usually you're hanging out, smoking cigarettes or doing something deviant and childlike, but also probably with people who are pretty different from you, who you unite over of your distrust of this religion. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they would have hardcore religious godheads would have a point if they prove like, look, when you skip out on church, they're burning buildings.
They're jacking off.
And like beating up gay guys. You know, it's like, no, they're actually probably hanging out with gay guys and learning about Aretha Franklin. You know, and there you go. I pinned those two together, but feels right. And it's like people actually are.
She was a gay icon.
Yeah, I remember in high school, like, someone who went to the Catholic high school in Slidell, Louisiana, Pope John Paul, which is connected to a church, obviously, they got a hold of like a box of Eucharist. Yeah. You know, they like basically swiped it. Mm-hmm. So it was at this party where this guy was walking around giving people the Eucharist and like dipping it in his beer, you know, and like putting it, and like, it was, it was funny, but it was like, and I remember, what did that do? Start a fight, because there was some fucking
Godhead.
meathead there who was just like, this is fucked up, man. This is fucked up. You think this is fucking funny? And of course, a fight. It ruined the whole goddamn night. And it was like, it wasn't doing anything. That body of Christ. And I remember the dude yelling like, so you think that shit's just funny? Dip the body of Christ in a fucking beer.
Brainwashed more.
And you're like, whoa, dude.
Yeah.
First of all, doesn't have to be blessed. It has to be turned.
Yeah.
By the priest.
That's right. It has to be turned.
It has to be turned into the body of Christ. That ain't happened yet.
Yeah.
B, fucking what? It's like you're starting up. Like, how do you know he's not actually a priest himself, this kid?
What do you think?
How do you know he's not spreading the word of the Lord himself?
That's right. In a curse.
Natty Light.
You know, that makes sense. Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
What would that guy do if you dipped the body of Christ into some hummus?
Oh, bro, that's a party right there.
That's going to solve the Middle East.
I mean, maybe I think it tastes better in some baba ganoush personally, but hell yeah. Well, actually, if that's the body and wine is the blood, then Natty Light's definitely the urine.
The urine.
The urine of Christ.
It is for sure.
Yeah. Maybe he was mad about that. He's like, you dip it in a different bodily fluid. Remember the tears of Christ? Anybody,
At the very least,
anybody got a White Claw?
Yeah, a White Claw.
Wait, what year is it? I remember, so really quick little anecdote, little story.
Okay.
Jay Larson and I hosted that show, Best Bars America.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the reasons it was a hard show to do was we were in LA at a bar called... I'm not going to remember. That's how cool this bar was. But it was in Koreatown. It was a dope-ass bar.
Mm-hmm.
And we sit down at our completely empty bar stools, which was so weird because it was like every time we went to a bar to shoot, there would always be 2 completely empty bar stools in the middle of a full bar, well lit. It was crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Jay and I would just get out of we'd show up and they'd be like, what? We got to sit there.
Yeah.
You know? But we sit in our seats.
Meant to be.
And we are doing the shit. We're kind of talking. We're yapping. And Jay notices, like, it was one of, like, we're at the end of the bar, in the corner of the bar, like this table, corner of the bar.
Yep.
So we're, like, here-ish. Right here are clear as day, also very well lit. It was weird. Probably by the Lord because it was a priest and a rabbi sitting next to one another.
Hilarious.
Right?
Hilarious.
And then we were like, this is weird. And then Jay does this and notices, hey, that priest's mic is showing. He's mic'd. So we're like, okay. So I back away from the bar, which is basically like telling the producers, like, oh, cut, hold on, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So one of them shoots over. And they're like, yeah, no, it's like it's a funny joke. And we're like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like a priest and a rabbi walking a bar.
Oh, no.
And we're like, you fucking, this is why
You hacks.
This is why fucking unscripted TV producers are just fucking dipshits.
Yeah, it's just so corny.
Anyway, so they want to be directors and writers, but they don't have the fucking gall to actually try it, and they come up with dumb ideas
the
like
talent.
this. Like, just run with it. So Jay and I, at this point, had already kind of. We had enough grievances with the show, so we're like, fuck it. So we just engage these guys and get into this hardcore discussion about religion.
But they're not. They're just actors.
No, they're not. They were actual. Well, okay. It's L.A. Everyone's an actor in L.A. Meaning every single human being in L.A. at any given moment can be tapped to be put on screen. These guys were not. It was an actual priest and actual rabbi. But yes, they'd both been on camera before.
Well, they're on Actors Access to get this role.
Well, no, the show was non-union, so they couldn't be SAG
or whatever.
Yeah,
they are on some acting list.
Sure.
Somewhere.
No. Either way, we get into this discussion about religion.
Yeah.
And the rabbi, he goes, I don't believe in God. And it was funny because you saw the priest sort of like, really like what the, okay, interesting. And we like laugh about it. And he's like, no, I don't in the way that most do. And he explained, I don't believe there's a man in a cloud with a beard and a lightning bolt. I don't believe there's this like overseer of all things that when you pray to, he takes down the list and it's like Santa Claus where, have you been good though? Have you prayed enough? I think when I see a poor person on the street struggling and I buy them a sandwich, I think when I see an elderly person having a hard time getting across the road and I help them, when I see a young couple broken down on side the road, their car, they clearly don't have money to get it fixed, and I help them get it to a tow shop. That's God. is being the best version of a human you can be. That to me is God. That's what I do believe in. And that like legitimately just like hit me hard.
Yeah.
Because it was such a great like, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's
Like it's the best of us. It's the best of being a person is doing a godlike activity.
there are aspects of Judaism that make a lot of sense. It's like the least
The least shitty.
well,
It's definitely the least shitty.
they believe. It seems like they believe in like their religion hinges less on magic than most.
More on just human
Yeah,
decency.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that much about it, but I know that that's like a common thing. A common belief in Judaism is they don't really have like a benevolent God in the cloud.
Yeah. I know
And they
they
don't believe in hell either.
Yeah, I mean, they also see. It also seems like a lot of.
Seems like they should after that whole Hitler thing fiasco.
Maybe they were like, that was hell. We got through it. We're good.
Maybe
Because it seems like, and maybe because most of the Jewish people I know are comedians, and comedians are a little deviant. But it seems like it's less about the religion aspect, more about just like the community. Like we're all kind of here, hanging out
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Mike, he's Jewish. He knows. Albanese Stein.
Sean asked Mike Albanese off camera if he's Jewish. His name is Albanese.
Dude, I've met.
He makes pizza.
I've met
Like,
so.
on his.
My ex-girlfriend's last name is Cook. She's Jewish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
it happens.
but it's not like Kukawitsi.
I guarantee there's.
Gabagool. I'm Jewish.
There's definitely someone out there named Shlomo Gabaguli.
In New York, there is.
And he's an Italian Jew.
100% in New York.
Shlomo Gabaguli.
Yeah.
So what angers you?
I have psoriasis and I'm good in the sun.
I am walking contradiction.
Yeah.
Oh wait. So what angers you? We've learned in this episode your beef, which we cooked, is that fascism's bad, and it's already starting.
Yeah.
And the best way to
It's on the rise.
the tools to stop it are to start paying attention to the institutions that are grabbing everything and the corporations.
Just keep funding public education.
Yeah.
And
Read, write, learn.
and put more money into it. And yeah.
If you were
that's it.
If you were a public high school teacher,
Yeah.
what would be your subject?
100% history.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
Knowing me, what's my subject? I'll let you choose because I don't know.
What would be a good subject for you? You could be. You'd be a good guidance counselor.
Would I?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I think I'd be the one who like there's a controversy because I bought some kids beer for like prom.
I think
You know, I'm like, well, it's prom. Come on.
Look, if I had to talk to a 40-year-old man and I was 17, I would rather talk to you.
Yeah, sure. I give some good.
I know that you get hammered, and I'm like, this guy at least knows a little bit.
You can learn what not to do.
Well, you can be like, look, you gotta do this if you want to do that.
And so you'd be the.
But you understand that you're not just some teetotaler, you know?
No. You'd be the history teacher / soccer coach, probably. Basketball.
Yeah, I could be an assistant basketball coach.
Yeah.
I'm not good with the X's and O's.
All right, that'd be a good guy. All right, guidance counselor. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, in the school of life.
Yeah, man.
And Mike, the Italian, the cafeteria guy.
Mike would be
the lunch guy.
The coolest. Mike is 6'6",
6'5",
broad-shouldered guy. He looks like that famous lumberjack giant man.
Paul Bunyan.
Paul Bunyan. Yeah.
An Italian Paul Bunyan. Paul Bernardo. And
Bugnani.
was actually, don't Google Paul Bernardo.
No, is that a person?
It's a serial killer in Canada.
Paul Bernardo?
Yeah.
How many people did he kill? One?
That's hilarious. You son of a gun. He killed plenty. We can kill if we want.
That's funny, too.
We can kill just as many as you Yanks. Well, I forgot. You asked I forget. You asked.
You said he'd be a great high school.
Oh yeah, he would be a great home ec teacher. It'd be so funny having this giant man because
He does have cooking videos.
You love cooking.
Yeah.
You think it's important, and it is important.
It is.
And eating fresh food is something kids need to do, and you care about, and you make it fun.
I would do that.
Your little vidges, they make it fun. They inspire me.
I would do it.
This is why I think, but I think also lunch guy.
That's like a part-time job you
No,
give.
because the rest of the time he's doing home ec.
Yeah.
But he's also in charge of this. When we start the school, when we have to separate from the fascist America,
Yeah.
and we start our own fucking underground school to teach kids the real shit.
Yeah.
You know, then we got our places. Who's principal? We'll figure it out. Neither one of us. Graham K. also, by the time this is out, this will also be out, has a special.
I really am proud of this, and I would really appreciate you guys checking it out. And if you like it, tell your friends. It is at youtube.com/Graham K Comedy. Where'd
you shoot it?
I shot it at the Gutter. Shot it.
In Brooklyn.
Yeah, we shot it on like
Good room.
four different 4K cameras.
Oh wow!
We had professional lighting people, sound people, director of photographies, all work for HBO and shoot HBO stuff.
Sweet.
So it looks dope as hell, and the performance is fine.
I'm sure Graham is one of the most endearingly funny human comedians you'll ever see.
Thanks. I had trouble saying the website of my podcast because I looked down and I noticed I have this giant bruise on my hand, and I'm worried it's because I'm sick, but I think it's just a bruise.
Well, you were smacking people around last night. Graham and I were at a party last night.
Yeah.
We were just having a good time, but it was.
Was I smacking people
But
around?
it was part of the game. It was get smacked by the Canadian. It was like a fun.
Is that true?
No,
Oh.
come on.
What the hell is this?
Yeah, man. I think you're dying. Sorry, bud. That's a bummer.
Fuck.
I don't know what that is.
What is that?
I don't know. We gotta go so we can get on WebMD and figure out what's wrong with Graham's hand.
Is this like a too much alcohol thing, or is it just I bruised it on a door?
You probably bruised it. I don't think alcohol causes bruises. Anyway, that's famous last words. But you're gonna be all right. What's the name of your special?
Live from a bowling alley.
There it is.
I filmed it at the Gutter, which has it's a bar with it has 3 bowling lanes in it.
It's a great bar and a great comedy spot.
It's the best.
Check out Graham. He's my boy. He's soon going to be your boy.
Happy to be your boy.
And here we go. And learn.
Yeah, learn.
Learn.